Hi, it's Dwyer. It's Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. GamblersAdvisory.com, a sports betting advisory site that's free. KeepingItFree.blogspot.com, a financial blog that's also free. Let's talk silver. But first, remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, something weird's going on in the silver market. The listed price isn't the actual price. There seems to be divergence. If, like me, you've been online and you've been trying to buy silver eagles or Canadian maple leafs, you realize that they're in severe shortage. They suggest a price that should be much higher than the listed price. You can't even get them at the listed price. Right? And I'm sure, like me, you've probably looked at several locations, right? Not just in the United States, but even overseas. And you notice you can't get them at the listed price. It seems that a lot of people have paper contracts. And of course, they're doing whatever they can to fill their obligations, to pick up silver. The price manipulation, groups like GATA for years have been talking about price manipulation of the precious metals, has led to the current situation. Now, I'm just going to talk for myself. I'm not giving investment advice. For legal reasons, it's very important that you make that distinction. Right? I do own some physical silver, but at this time where I want to take advantage of this price, and the price is low, right there I say, in my opinion, the price is manipulated. My way around this situation, this quandary, is to buy a silver miner. First Majestic. Full disclosure, I've bought First Majestic in the past. I own a decent amount of First Majestic. But understand, because the price of silver is currently so low, you actually can't buy silver eagles or maple leafs. It's negatively impacted First Majestic's price. I see First Majestic's up big today. But understand, First Majestic used to be, not too long ago, over $10 a share. Now it's under $7 a share. The symbol is AG. You'll find out that First Majestic has a lot of silver reserves. You'll find out that you're getting First Majestic at a great price versus the price Silver Majestic was just a few weeks ago. But what I want people to understand, right, and again, I'm just telling you what I'm doing, is that owning precious metals miners can almost be like owning call options. In other words, if silver is undervalued, if my basic thesis, if my basic outlook is correct, and silver is badly undervalued, then when the market corrects and silver gets back up above $20 an ounce, right now it's below $15 an ounce, folks. Once silver readjusts and starts to ramp back up, the money you're going to make owning a successful silver miner would be exponential. Right? So, in the comment section of this video, if you're an investor in the precious metals and you want to talk about the strategies you're using at a time when the listed price of silver makes it unavailable if you're looking for silver eagles or maple leafs. Then I hope you leave that information in the comment section of this video. Right? For me personally, I'm investing in First Majestic. I'm increasing my holdings. I don't want to pay the huge premium that some of these coin sellers are charging right now to take advantage of the scarcity of silver eagles. Right? I would rather get First Majestic at this incredibly cheap price. Right? This incredibly cheap price while it lasts. Right? I think, given what's happened in the world, given that the Fed now has QE infinity, given that Donald Trump is not going to follow the blueprint set forth by Warren Harding in terms of dealing with a depression. Understand, Warren Harding allowed the market to self-liquidate inefficient parts of it. Right? By contrast, Donald Trump is having money thrown at everything. This would be like being in a restaurant, the food's not that good, the prices aren't that great, the menu sucks, and then you decide to subsidize the restaurant because people work there and need jobs. Right? In my opinion, that's just not sustainable. So understand, sound money, gold, which is up big this morning, silver, which is up big this morning, higher percentage increase in gold, right? Cryptocurrency, good cryptocurrency. If I had to own one crypto, it would be the granddaddy of them all, Bitcoin, right? I personally feel there are better cryptos out there. I'm a long-time investor in Dash, as well as some other cryptos. I believe that the precious metals and cryptocurrency are going to explode versus the US dollar. Right? I believe investors, well, I'll just tell you, I consider this a big pivot point. Right? Huge pivot point. Where if you want to maintain the purchasing power of your money, you're going to have to convert out of fiat and into sound money. Right? Understand, the US dollar is strong now internationally. There's a bit of a short squeeze going on with the US dollar right now internationally. You don't want to wait until the US dollar becomes worthless or worth a lot less before you convert over to sound money. And understand, the prices of things should be measured against their price in gold. Don't be fooled by nominal prices based on ever-changing money supply. Right? As currency depreciates, its value today, even at the same number, is worth less than its value a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, all the way back to 1971. Right? $1.71 is worth several dollars today. So let's be smart here. Have your own plan on how to convert to sound money. Right? If you run into a situation that silver buyers are running into right now, where they can't get silver eagles or maple leafs, have a plan B where you're still able to invest in silver by investing in a silver miner like First Majestic. Understand, not all miners are created equally. There's a high failure rate in the mining industry. If you're going to invest in a miner, you need to research it carefully. Right? I'm just telling you what I'm doing. To get around the scarcity of silver right now, silver coins from the U.S. Mint and the Canadian Mint, I'm investing instead in First Majestic. Again, the symbol is AG. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. Let me also point out, too, that when it comes to cryptocurrency, I do think many altcoins are going to surprise you. There is a move toward decentralization. That fascinates me. Right? Liquidity now is the name of the game, and understand, in the decentralized crypto world, the world has changed. If you were on a decentralized platform before, right, and if you had a problem with the fact that there just didn't seem to be a huge supply of the coin you wanted to buy, right, and your transaction was waiting there for a long period of time, understand that world is drifting behind us. I would encourage people to look up Tim Draper's latest project. It's called TODL. Go to TODL, TOTLE.exchange. They'll actually show you how to get the best price for a decentralized exchange transaction using cryptocurrency. And of course, the most recent crypto I've bought, and I'm very excited about it, is called Kyber. I would encourage people to Google Kyber Swap. Look on that site, you will be amazed. They even have limit orders now. Kyber is advanced. They make it easy for you to use smart contracts to engage in decentralized transactions. Right? Understand the decentralization is going to make it that much harder for any centralized group to try to come in and regulate the space. So understand, TODL.exchange, you want to just be aware of these aspects of crypto. Also the coin Kyber, which helps with liquidity for transactions on decentralized exchanges. Right? Understand the amount of creativity in the crypto space is mind-blowing. Right? Bitcoin has been around a little bit more than a decade. A lot has happened in that decade. I know it used to be conventional wisdom that only a handful of coins would survive. Right? I think we need to back away from that thought process. You need to start viewing coins as software. Some of the software solves real-world problems. Regarding the liquidity problem in crypto on decentralized exchanges, I encourage people to take a hard look at TODL.exchange as well as the Kyber coin and Kyber Swap. Anyway, that's how I see it on this Tuesday. Let me hear from you. If you have ideas on buying silver, if you have ideas on cryptocurrency that's caught your attention, that you feel solves real-world problems, and that pushes the crypto space that much further, because make no mistake, I believe crypto is going to take over shortly. Right? Let me make one more point too. The length of the economic downturn, I'll leave it up to you as to whether you feel it's a recession or a depression. Right? Is really going to hinge heavily on how fast people are able to convert to sound money. Right now, I know many people talk about returning to the gold standard and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be a gold standard. It just has to be a limited supply digital standard. Right? Decentralized. Don't be fooled by these central bank, centralized digital currencies, right? The biggest problem with the current system is that you're subject to the whims of politicians. Understand, as Max Kaiser likes to say, the Federal Reserve is no more federal than Federal Express. You have these private groups stacking the deck, coming up with monetary policy that has a huge Cantillon effect, where only the very wealthy get access to money. They tell you the interest rate is low, but yet you see the interest rate on your credit card's not low, right? You see the liquidity problems for the working and middle class, and then you wonder to yourself, gee, how come the central bank hasn't been able to address this? Should I even trust the central bank? Then you find out that they're propping up businesses that have bought back their own stock. Think about it. Right before an economic collapse, right? When the business cycle's dying down, just look at the ISM. And then you start to think to yourself, gee, you know, as a taxpayer and a non-shareholder in this company, let's say it's an airline company, I haven't been able to participate in the upside over the years. And now they want to pass the downside onto me after taking out debt to buy back their own stock, to artificially inflate their stock price for the benefit of shareholders who received the dividends. Right? It's simply outrageous. I believe that system's going to be washed away by a market-based, peer-to-peer financial system based on limited supply cryptocurrency, and of course based on the precious metals, gold, silver, etc. Right? So let me hear from you. The faster the world, because it's an international problem, can make the transition from this current politically whimsical, centralized financial system where you have pieces of paper and they're backed by nothing, right? The faster the world can make the transition from that towards sound money, where someone gives you a Bitcoin to pay off a debt, and you understand that there are a limited number of Bitcoin in the world. That there isn't some group that's suddenly going to double, triple, quadruple the amount of Bitcoin because there is some pandemic emergency or an election coming up. Right? The faster the world can make the transition to sound money, the shorter the economic downturn will be. Anyway, that's one man's opinion. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section of this video. Thanks for stopping by.